Well, this really is quite uplifting. There is so much to raise the mood all around us. After all, this is when, in the face of anything, hope springs eternal, and the fans puff out their chests proudly. Well, there is here a great sense of expectation as, to universal contentment, the Emirates embraces Arsenal once more. Things have got underway here pretty promptly. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
It's out for a goal kick. De Ligt reaching 3 figures in terms of his appearances for the club.
Well, that milestone might be on the back of his mind, Peter, although...
Foden! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Oh, that was a brilliant save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. It might not be such a bad idea playing this short and into feet.
Yeah, they need to be thinking in terms of guile, deception, don't they? And that has been clubbed away. And now they can spring out of defence. He's got away. And back to the goalkeeper. Irwin. The less said about that pass, the better. Crystal Palace are applying all the early pressure.
Yeah, whether they've been allowed to set the standard.
And Torres! Oh, what has happened here? This time, surely! There it is! The breakthrough strike! There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Crystal Palace have their opener. It is a goal of real significance.
Yeah, although that first goal is a welcome boost, they can't afford to ease off now. To do that would simply be inviting danger.
De Bruyne. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough. Torres! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
Alexander-Arnold. De Ligt. Irwin. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Fernando Torres. Van Dijk cuts out the pass. De Bruyne. Arsenal are looking lively here. They're playing with more zest, more purpose.
They are, and it's a
real chance! It's in! Hot knife through butter. They have done it again.
Yeah, the pass was bang on, and he just had to ensure he didn't stray offside. The finish was actually bang on too.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. Crystal Palace are sitting pretty, 2-0 up. Can he put it away? A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, we were anticipating this. They're very much set up for the counter-attack, and I don't see it changing anytime soon.
He's through here. And the shot! That was superb goalkeeping.
Fernando Torres clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
And it's hoisted clear. Crystal Palace are looking to go forward now. Now that's well seen too. 15 minutes till half-time. Saka. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Wilshere. And here's Torres. And he was quick to react. Saka. Haaland. That has been cut short. Irwin. And it's Wilshere. Alexander-Arnold. Petit has created one goal already. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Law. Fernando Torres. De Bruyne. De Bruyne. And the pass is intercepted. De Bruyne. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Alexander-Arnold. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Stones. Haaland. That looks a cracking ball. Has a goal! And he has kept it out somehow.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Arsenal have their second corner now. Oh, that was vital. And he gets rid in a hurry. Fernando Torres gets it away.
There will be 1 minute added time.
There will be a throw-in. Van Dijk. Rodri. De Bruyne. And it's Fernando Torres. Can he get onto this? And he's managed to get free. Shot a goal! They've done it! And right on half-time, that is telling.
Look, there just wasn't much of a gap to begin with, and
that'll be the last act of the first half. So on the whole, a very competitive game so far. Goals for both sides, neither in true command. Anything could still happen in this game. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
well, it's still anyone's game, as both sides have shown they have goals in them. As for the next one, should it arrive, that may have a bigger bearing as to who emerges victorious.
Crystal Palace head into the half-time break with a narrow advantage. Can he finish? He has done it! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
And it's another really good show of character. I love the spirit and togetherness they muster. Never know when they're beaten. Arsenal clearly executed that with considerable confidence. It only took seconds to score once the ball was recovered.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Look, Peter, I was on the fence before a ball was kicked, and I still haven't moved.
Van Dijk calmly anticipates. Foden, pass somewhat off target. Now it's Torres. That's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
He's away. Oh, he's been flattened there. Well, they're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on.
We're in for an intriguing second half now. Contrasting moods that could reverse in a flash.
Alexander-Arnold.
That's good play from him.
He's shifting through the gears here. Haaland! Goal! Arsenal! And the game is well and truly turned on its head.
That looks like a preconceived plan. Win the ball and then unleash.
Arsenal take the lead.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Not the most accurate pass.
The attendance for this match was 62,000.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Petit.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Crystal Palace finding their passes. Law. That had too much on it.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
And it's Petit. De Bruyne. And here's Torres. And that's been won straight back. That's really well cleared. And here's Torres.
Fernando Torres really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
De Bruyne. Foden. Oh, that looks a good ball through. Petit. De Bruyne. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Alexander-Arnold. Oh, this looks promising. Got to make this count. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Wilshere was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And the counter is on.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
He's found a way through.
There's a real appetite from them to finally put this game to bed, but will they?
Haaland!
Substitution in progress.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And smartly reclaimed. Now it's De Bruyne. De Bruyne, he has found a way through. Looking for options for movement. Haaland. Oh, that is asking for trouble. And he's on it, and Torres! And that would have been game, set and match.
Fernando Torres really thought he'd scored to settle this contest, and he's struggling to believe being denied.
No, that was never going to make it. Saka. Could have been dangerous, but it came to nothing.
Yeah, it's safe to say that they just need to manage this to secure the win now.
And he was alert to it. Nicely aimed pass. Now it's De Bruyne. Irwin. He's looking to set free a runner.
2 added minutes has
Fernando
been indicated.
Torres. Pass is just off target. It looks as though the ref has given a penalty. He has. And that is a huge moment in the context of the game. So this to restore parity. He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Danger averted for now. Irwin. Couldn't quite squeeze that one through. So that's it. It is all over. Crystal Palace did lead. Indeed, they controlled, but they managed to throw it. here comes a crunch game. So much depends on this. Expectation and nerve. It is indeed a heady mix. And expectations are rising and decibel levels are rising. The noise is quite something. You can feel what football means to the people in this part of the world. So we're up and running. Foden, the pressing's intense and it's paid off. And here's Foden. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, what more can we say, Peter, about Phil Foden? Described as...
Torres! They just took too long getting forward.
Well, the whole idea of a good breakaway is to leave the opposition struggling to get back, and they were just too slow.
White. That's gone for a throw-in. And here's De Bruyne. Now it's Haaland. Oh, good spread.
Mohamed Salah really added the width there thanks to his willingness to make the run.
Alexander-Arnold. That is ended up in no man's land. Oh, this looks sharp. Now it's Foden. And here's De Bruyne. Oh, well played, well played. Haaland. And it's Petit. And here's Perez. Oh, super find. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. And the finish! It's in!
Well, there's always a chance of being caught like that when you surrender the football.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Well, that goal has got the whole stadium rocking here. This is exactly the kind of atmosphere the players should feed off now.
That looks a good ball through. Just eases him off the ball. And if you have just joined us, still just hits one! Torres finds himself offside. That is a great pick out. Foden was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Oh, can he get onto this? De Bruyne. Crystal Palace are very much in charge here, dominating possession and a goal to the good. Lovely ball and a real chance now. Caught offside that time. He's through here. He trusts the keeper to beat. Great chance. He has done it. Hot knife through butter. They have done it again. A finish of great intelligence. He just understood and he executed so smoothly.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
Yes, it's him again. Shot a goal! They've scored!
Well, his movement is all based on fine margins, and the timing of his run then was ideal.
Goal! After 23 minutes is number 9, Erling Haaland.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Listen, goals change games, and That has changed the whole complexion of this one. They have the momentum now.
Alexander-Arnold. De Bruyne. Another can he finish? It's in! Pomp, panache and passion. This, a man full of it all. Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
Oh, this has been an immense contribution from one player. He's been just about unplayable. The irresistible force today.
Crystal Palace take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
Look, it's a whole different ball game now, Peter, and it's a test of how they manage affairs from here.
There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Pass somewhat off target. De Bruyne. Oh, nicely intercepted. Crystal Palace do have a chance to counter here. Now it's Haaland. He's played him through. Now it's Kane. And reclaimed it in a trice. And the pass is intercepted. Back into the middle. No, it's not getting there. Now it's Torres. Oh, shooting chance! Yes! A quite incredible spell. They are flying.
That looks like a preconceived plan. Win the ball and then unleash.
So now the difference is 3. Foden does really well to win the ball there. Picked out brilliantly. That's a lovely, neat pass. Laid back in. Now it's De Bruyne. Big chance! And with the goal at his mercy, a dreadful miss.
Okay, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break.
White. And it's played forward. De Bruyne. Foden.
There will be 3 minutes
Kane.
time.
And it's Salah. Irwin. And Alexander-Arnold. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And there is the half-time whistle.
Well, every time they've gone through the gears, Peter, they've looked like scoring. So provided they can stay well clear of the handbrake, they ought to be completely out of sight fairly soon.
Really has been an astonishing game, peppered with goals. You cannot help feeling that the second half will supply more. That gets things going for the second half. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
He's found a way through. And it's De Bruyne. And here's Torres. Torres showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. He rises! Read the delivery beautifully, but got the finish all wrong.
Well, we were anticipating this. They're very much set up for the counter-attack, and I don't see it changing anytime soon.
White. Ruben Diaz is herring after that one. Foden. Foden! Good catch by the keeper, though pretty much straight at him.
Well, probably not the best way to try and get back into this game, but it could spark something into life.
De Bruyne. Well, that's beautifully weighted. He's got away. Ruben Diaz. Now it's Haaland. That is a brilliant interception. Rodri. It's a pretty loose pass. That looks a cracking ball. He's in a good position here. Now the finish! He's got a goal! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
The goal scorer.
And he's done it again. He's got his second.
Number 9, Erling Haaland.
So is this the start of a comeback? Stones. De Ligt. Jorginho. That's a good ball played into space. Guardiola promptly onto that, and that is that. Oh, he's onto this. And that's a superb pass. Has a go! They've done it! Just one goal in it now. Game on!
Well, we've seen the hunger to win it back and the focus to make it count. A very tasty combination.
And that means just one thing. Match ball.
Well, he's been on a crusade, and his first goal seemed to just whet the appetite.
We have got ourselves a game here.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Oh, he's found support out wide. Foden chasing after it. Oh, played right into his path. And he was alert to it.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Irwin. And here's Perez. Now it's Haaland. They're urgent. Real chance! It's a goal! And with the match slipping away, they have hauled themselves off the canvas.
Yeah, I'd call that transition with bite. They won it back and bit hard.
As if 3 weren't enough. This is nigh on utopian. We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Who saw this coming? So close to victory, and it has got away.
Well, they deserve an awful lot of credit for their commitment to the cause, but it's a goal credit that would be most welcome now.
Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Now it's Torres. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Great defending, strong and determined.
Substitution on the field. Number
Crystal
20,
Palace with the corner. They're first.
Coming on the field is number
Oh, what a
22,
climb!
Freddie Lookman.
Oh, should have put that away.
Well, we could be headed for a scenario in which next goal is the winner. That chance could have been it too.
Foden. He's through here. De Ligt kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Good spot, he's seen the run, and he cuts out the supply. And that is a little undercooked.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Played into space out wide. Stood up well to him there.
Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw here, although there's still a chance for one last fling.
De Bruyne.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Petit is sporting a guilty look after that.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. He has found a way through. And the shot! Yes, he's done it! Late in the day, this could well be it! And that really is so impressive.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Substitution on the
How
field.
many? Just how many?
21, Fernando Torres. Number 6, De Bruyne. Coming on the field, number 18, Dennis Law. Number 24, Palmer.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. Having turned the game on its head. And that will be it. Crystal Palace can look back at this result with regret. A front foot start, but they were ultimately made to... Well, here comes a crunch game. So much depends on this.
everybody, and
Expectation
welcome to today's
and
match.
nerve. It is indeed a heady mix. Really is quite a sight to behold this. It feels like a big game. It looks like a big game. Mind you, they all do at this ground. The action has already started. Great defending, strong and determined.
Stones really added the width there thanks to his willingness to make the run.
Alexander-Arnold gets good distance on it. And it's Bernardo Silva. Oh, that's well spotted. Engages and forces him off the ball. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Not the most accurate pass. Chooses to go cross-field. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today? Just the goal and the shot! Oh, easy pickings there. Has a look and has a go. Oh, that was no routine save.
Rice actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Crystal Palace with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. De Bruyne with the short one. Oh, this looks sharp. And now they can spring out of defence. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Alexander-Arnold gets over and intercepts. Salah. He's in plenty of space here.
Oh, that's such a good run. More of that, please.
Perez. That's been cut out. Well played. Oh, nicely intercepted. De Bruyne is offering some sort of... Oh, here's a chance! Good try, very good try, in fact.
Well, that was smashed with venom, violence even. All he had to do was hit the target. It's such a shame.
The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Saka. Out for a throw. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Played back in. A searching ball that it heads it! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
He's through here. Oh, he's put a shade too much on that. Rice. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Back into the middle. Oh, well played. Oh, good chance! And it's a goal! Oh, high-quality goal. Lovely first touch. Sumptuous second.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always going to end up in the back of the net thereafter.
A 1-0 lead established.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Gets his pass away. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Oh, no, that was never going to make it.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Now it's Haaland. Great challenge, time to perfection.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
was good alertness. Out to the left it goes. Played back in. Pickford deals with it effortlessly. Petit. Played for Stones. And he's hit it long. And they win it back again. That's headed upfield. Alvarez is tearing after that one. And it's De Bruyne. De Bruyne. Now then, oh, what has happened here? Spread it left. De Bruyne. Played out to the left flank. Oh, he's found support out wide. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
That has ended up in no man's land. Foden. Saka looking to get on the end of this.
How many interceptions have we seen now? Someone's got to up the quality and set an example.
Saka. Yeah, he's offering an apology for that. He needed to deliver a better
There
ball.
will be 1 minute added time.
And the referee brings the first half to a close. So the end of the first half, both teams have had their moments. There's been no shortage of talking points, but there has been just one goal. And that is the state of it at the break. 1-0.
Today's match is now on sale.
It's a dressing room that needs rousing at half-time because, in truth, they've not really been at it so far. If the pep talk works, we may see a very different side second half. We need to.
And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter.
Saka! Magnificent! A finish of true class! A two-goal lead and they're firmly in control. It was the crispest of hits. He just crashed it in.
Is it just me, or did he make that look very, very easy? That was terrific skill and composure from him. He finished with such aplomb.
So that's two now without reply.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Jorginho. Rice. Stones. No, again there's no way through. Pass somewhat off target. Jorginho. Now it's Perez. De Bruyne. Got a shot away. Loose ball now and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Just off target.
De Bruyne just can't be faulted for taking on the opportunity. That sort of distance is usually up his street.
Crystal Palace have their second corner now. And now a sudden chance to counter. Nice interception, his positioning. And De Bruyne! And again the keeper stands strong.
De Bruyne can only think of disappointment right now, but he'll get to appreciate just how good that save was.
Corner number 3 coming up. Up for a header! He will be livid with himself.
Jorginho just had too many bodies around him. He would have done remarkably well to score from there.
Petit cuts out the pass. Rice.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
The attendance for this match was 29,000.
Steered out wide, but he won't reach that one. Salah. Ruben Diaz calmly anticipates. That's a sharp pass. De Bruyne. Saka. Always onto this. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey.
And it's De Bruyne. That's a sweet ball, that. Great ball, and he's in. Alvarez! Mohamed Salah.
That's a modern defender's instinct from a modern coach's mindset.
Well, they've got it back in a hurry.
Variety is the spice of footballing life too. They need to alter their approach and start shifting this ball out wide.
Oh, that's fabulous. And smartly reclaimed. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Adams kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Back into the middle. De Bruyne. Petit. Oh, that looks a good ball through. Look at the space here. And the finish! There's a goal! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, they've given themselves a chance here, but now it's a case of getting the balance right between attack and defence, and that's not easy.
Number 20, Phil Foden. Number 5,
Odegaard.
Stones. Coming on the field.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
17,
There's a real appetite from them to finally put this game to bed, but will they?
This is Pires. It's Pires!
He was berating his defence before making the save, and he's at it again now.
That pass has been Pires! It's loose now, and they want to get it back.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Alvarez. Mohamed Salah. Haaland. Salah. He could be in here. Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Rice is onto it in a flash.
There will be 3 minutes
Petit
added time.
is charging up on the overlap. De Bruyne. That has not gone well. He's a sharp little ball here. Salah. That's a nicely measured pass. Oh, it's just a little long.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And that's it. Defeated, dejected, deflated. The ultimate disappointment. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, what can I say, Peter? It seemed like the enormity of the task got the better of the players, and they never really got going. I know it can happen to even the best of us, but that doesn't take away from the...
So what a sight this is. Another edition of this proud competition, just seemingly bigger and better still. Faces, of course, have come and gone, but some things never change. Those first day feelings, new hopes, new expectations, and the belief that maybe, just maybe, this time it will be your turn. This place is living up to its reputation as one of the noisiest corners of the footballing world. No decibels spared in this collective chorus. We have already started here. That has been slung wide. Oh, and he's through the middle. De Bruyne. He's picked his way through. Foden plays it in. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the more productive players around, despite being a defender. When you...
Haaland! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Well, you get a sense, Peter, that he could almost get to anything today.
And we have our very first corner. Liverpool have the chance to go the other way. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Foden has a shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Wilshere. And the pass is intercepted. Foden. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Can he get it through? Oh, played right into his path. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Foden. And it's Son Heung-min. Oh, that's a fine interception. Ruben Dias is there, and he can get that clear. It's Wilshere! And again, the keeper stands strong.
Wilshere can only think of disappointment right now, but he'll get to appreciate just how good that save was.
Oh, a few ironic cheers tell the story. It may be goalless, but it is not without interest.
Well, it's certainly not a drab affair, Peter. It's had its moments. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Foden. Now Foden. Can he latch onto this? De Bruyne. Nice control. Just eases him off the ball. Oh, what a mistake! Alexander-Arnold. Bernardo Silva. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Bernardo Silva is offering some sort of an apology there.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked authority, a cause of mild...
Can he put it away? Goal!
Yeah, I'd call that transition with bite. They won it back and bit hard.
So the first goal of the game.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
He could be in here. And he's got the beating of his man. Haaland! Loose ball now. Oh, he's been caught napping. Alvarez. De Bruyne. Wilshere. And it's Son Heung-min. And that's another good win of the ball. Bernardo Silva. Foden. Looking for the runner.
Okay, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
De Bruyne. De Ligt makes the interception. And it's Wilshere. Fernando Torres. Stones. Haaland. Played out to the right. Oh, delightful ball. It's loose here, and they'll want to reclaim it. Wilshere. Now De Bruyne. He can run onto that. It's a pretty loose pass. Stones cuts out the pass. Alexander-Arnold.
There will be
Doku.
1 minute added time.
How many interceptions have we seen now? Someone's got to up the quality and set an example.
And there is the half-time whistle. Well, a very decent watch up to now, but just the one goal so far. It has been competitive and combative throughout.
It's a dressing room that needs rousing at half-time because, in truth, they've not really been at it so far. If the pep talk works, we may see a very different side second half. We need to.
And that's the start of another 45 minutes.
It's not easy being down in situations like this. I know it's an overused term, but you really have to play with courage. Be brave, and let's see where it gets you. You might just get lucky because of it.
Tries a shot! Foden. And they win it back again. Doku. And he stands tall, impenetrable. Doku. Doku will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. That's a throw. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Well read, and the danger is averted. Now he's off and running.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Great ball if he can get there. That's cause for mild irritation. Fernando Torres. Oh, great chance. Alvarez. Decent enough try. Alexander-Arnold. Still chasing the game, trailing by 1. Doku providing an outlet on that flank. De Bruyne. So Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the time has arrived to start taking risks. They may well be happy just to level this.
Now it's Foden. Fernando Torres. Oh, that was vital. And he's heaved it away. De Bruyne.
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
Oh, that's delightful.
Well, this is exactly the approach they have to take now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Son Heung-min. Irwin. He's got away. Too much on it, and that's the keeper's. Well read, nice interception. Foden. Bernardo Silva. And he's had it nicked away. Just about up to 75 minutes. Foden. And it's De Bruyne. Oh, he's found support out wide. Brilliantly cut out.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Now it's Torres. Foden. Knocks it back.
Just too much pressure. Had to go that way.
Final ball not quite right, and his teammates are irritated at that. Now it's Foden. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Doku chooses to go. Now the finish! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. And he welcomes it in. Now it's Wilshere. 5 minutes left on the clock. Looking for the run.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
And here's Foden. No way through, so back it comes. Bernardo Silva goes steaming forward. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. And time is up. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to show for all of that.
I'd like to ask you to join me.
So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Well, you can never predict the results of these games, as your usual indicators like form become pretty irrelevant. It's a tough one to take, but these players have got what it takes to come back from this.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you. Arsenal take up their starting position ahead of what will be another manic dash towards the finish line. A finish line beyond which lies pastures substantially greener, substantially more fertile, substantially more lucrative. They really do want to get off to a flyer here. And we have in front of us this gloriously imposing arena. Absolutely perfect for a game of this nature. And as you can see, we've already started here. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Well, here's your hero, goal scorer, match winner, saviour, all in one. Lionel Messi is indeed one of a kind, and history shows that he is all of those things and so much more.
Yeah, and we can testify to that, having covered quite a few of those games where he showed the very best qualities.
Yeah, time after time, it is a tale of the extraordinary, and we've come to expect the extraordinary from him.
We have. This is the time you need that pace.
And smartly reclaimed. And it's Griezmann. Well, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Now, who's going to be first to this?
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
He's going to be disappointed with that. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Quarter of an hour played. He was alert to it.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
Has a look and plays it forward. Fabio Vieira. He's played him through.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Batistuta.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
And it just, I suppose, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Oh, well played. Well, decent hit! Goal! Arsenal! That was easy. Almost too easy.
Yeah, and I think we may have had too many defenders ball watching then, because they just lost sight of the real danger.
Arsenal have penetrated for the first time.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Haaland. Caicedo. And the finish! Kubo touches it back.
Modern football for you, and all that pressing.
But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation.
There's the hit! Oh, it's fallen loose again! And he hits the net! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, it still had to be finished off, so well done to the goal scorer, but the keeper should have done a lot better.
And that has added a whole new... There's the shot! Decent strike, kept it fizzing low.
Look, they don't come much better in terms of ball striking. It deserved a better result than that.
Fabio Vieira, Messi, too much on it, and that's the keepers. Wilshere, Van der Vaart, oh that's fabulous. Oh that's wonderful alertness.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira is offering some sort of an apology there.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked authority.
Oh, he's gifted it to the opposition. Van Dijk. Brilliantly cut out. Kubo. Short changes him with that pass. Wilshere, and that's a surprise shot! Goal! Arsenal! Into the lead once more.
Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly enough through a very strong pressing wave.
Arsenal get themselves into the lead. That is a great pick out. Oh, he's been caught napping. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. So after a truly engaging first half, it remains right on edge. Things still very much in the mix in what is shaping up to be a super contest. 2-1 the score at the break, and every indication that both parties are capable of adding more. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
Well, it's still anyone's game, as both sides have shown they have goals in them. As for the next one, should it arrive, that may have a bigger bearing as to who emerges victorious.
Arsenal head into the half-time break with a narrow advantage. It is 2-1. That's the start of another 45 minutes. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Stones. Now it's Haaland. And he's found a way past. Arsenal needed that. They really needed it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
That is expertly dealt with. Stood up well to him there.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Now that's well seen too. Kubo. Messi. Oh, no joy this time. RYZEN looks to get on the end of this. Wilshere. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Kubo. Now it's Messi. Kubo. He's found a way through. Climbs up big. That was superb goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Pass is just off target. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
The attendance for this match
He has slightly undercooked that one.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
nicely aimed pass. Haaland. Over to the left. While facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Koopmeiners. He's having a go.
That's what has to be done now, no question about it.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Oh, that's a key. Oh, that is asking for trouble. Oh, and he's through the middle. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Can he finish? Koopmeiners. For Messi. Looking for the run. That looks a cracking ball. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey.
Just about up to 75 minutes. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And the pass is intercepted.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
And it's Messi. And here's Haaland.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
And that is a little undercooked. Oh, super find. And he's got the beating of his great hit! They've done it! And this is getting better and better. Swift, incisive, deadly, all done in a matter of seconds.
Well, talking about being hit on the break, the ball was in their net before they could even organise their defence. It was fast and furious and all but unstoppable.
Number 11.
So the lead now is 2.
Number 26.
Yeah, I can't think of a better time, Peter, to get that 2-goal cushion. That, for me, should be decisive.
Number 10. Mbappe. Number 21. Bukayo Saka.
Perez
Substitution
in
in
acres of
progress.
space out wide. Batistuta. Van der Vaart looking to run onto it. Caught offside that time.
Substitution.
Arsenal making consecutive changes here.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Foden. Could have been dangerous, but it came to nothing. Palmer. Can he get it through? Caicedo. Palmer. Koopmeiners.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Foden. Van der Vaart. Can he put it away? And that is the last effort of the game. Arsenal are enjoying their moments of collective uplift. A win achieved with efficiency and certainty, as we've come to expect from
Please
them.
turn your attention to the screen for
Any
information
reflections on
about
what you've
the
seen, Jim?
local police.
Arsenal definitely.
perfect setting, the perfect atmosphere. It feels like a big game. It sounds like a big game. The focus now on the players as they seek to get their team off to the ideal start. And we have in front of us this gloriously imposing arena. Absolutely perfect for a game of this nature. So a strong start, essential for both teams here as they look to head towards the knockout stage.
Yeah, and it's obvious, Peter, you don't want to be playing catch-up after the opening group game. So we can expect this to be highly competitive. 3 points here and the feel-good factor of eventual progression kicks in. It's a great foundation to tackle the rest of the group games.
Well, as you can see, we've already started here. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Neymar. And now they can clear their lines.
Yeah, that's top defending in preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Played out towards the right wing. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Yeah, Jordan Pickford. He's a great all-round goalkeeper, Peter. Great at shot stopping and dominant in his box. He also gets counter-attacks going with his accurate long passes. The opposition should be a little wary of committing too many men forward to attack, because if it does break down, this guy can get them in trouble pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. That's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Has a look and plays it forward. Now it's Foden.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these keepers could text about their respective uninvolvement.
Well done. That has been knocked clear. Out for a throw. That is good strength. Stones. And de Ligt. Bellingham. And it's Neymar. Ljungberg distributed tidily. Foden. Climbs up big. He's missed, but not by that far.
A more than decent attempt, Peter.
Pressing high and with purpose. And he's intervened well there. Costa Curta. Bellingham. And it's Neymar. Oh, super find. Bellingham is flagged offside. Tolo. 15 minutes till half-time. Spread neatly. Bellingham out to the right. Ljungberg. Foden. And that is out and behind. It's a good block. Van der Vaart with the short one. Tries to get it clear, and now they can spring out of defence. to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And it's Perez. Anyone who's joined us late, I can confirm that in terms of goals, at least you've missed nothing. In by Van der Vaart. And he's quick to get it clear again. Ljungberg. Foden. It's Bellingham.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And there's his chance to lead the counter. Now it's Rusnak. Tolo. Oh, he's trying to skip past his man. Foden. And they're quick to get it back. The referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. Well, it has been a half largely of could-haves and should-haves. Perhaps the more impatient amongst the supporters will feel they're overdue a goal, but it's certainly not for the want of trying, so nothing to show as yet. At the break, it's 0-0. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Yeah, the scoreline doesn't tell the whole story, as one side has been significantly better, at least defensively.
So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break.
Et merci d'accueillir nos joueurs comme ils le méritent.
And we're off again.
Paris Saint-Germain are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Foden. And that could set him on his way.
Oh, that's such a good run. More of that, please.
Defending of the desperate variety. And they've been given a corner. Interesting ball.
Look, movement creates more options, and that was really sharply done.
It's a goal kick. Rusnak.
This is what good chemistry is all about.
Pickford has that under control. Van der Vaart. Well, they continue each to cancel the other out. Looking for a corner. They've played it short. Paris Saint-Germain have the chance to go the other way. Wilshere. Costa Curta. De Ligt. Now Foden. And that's put paid to a promising move. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Very little to report from an attacking perspective. Jim, it's a cagey old game.
Well, I think it's a fair reflection of what we've seen so far. Neither side has produced that.
Can he finish? It's loose now and they want to get it back. And he's heaved it away. Rusnak. And the counter is on. Passing is crisp and sharp. That's good play. And that should get the job done. Big header! Foden. Here's Ljungberg. And it's Neymar. And no, that was never going to make it. He gets big. It's in. Just the pick-me-up the whole game needs. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
So we have the first goal.
Look, you can't deny that it's a blow, but this game is far from unsalvageable.
No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Stones. Your impression so far, Jim?
Paris Saint-Germain are very much in the game and matching the opposition for chances.
Well done. Wilshere. Half an hour gone in the second half. Neymar has got himself a free kick. Decent hit from there.
Niceties are not part of this approach. This is actually quite aggressive.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro 22. Pour le remplacer, le numéro 7.
Van der Vaart! Van der Vaart plays it short. That's well blocked, and back out it comes. Ball's gone out of play. Rafinha. While facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
At least they're going about it as they should, having brought this on themselves. They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Tolo. So this is it. We're on the verge of witnessing a major shock. And here's Foden. Rafinha. Ljungberg. Neymar. And the shot. He's got the shot away! They've scored! That is how you do it! A goal to launch his new life, his new chapter.
Paris Saint-Germain clearly executed that with considerable confidence. It only took seconds to score, which the ball was recovered.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Paris Saint-Germain making another change here. RYZEN getting the call here in what can be interpreted as a clear show of intent.
Well, it's going to make for a frantic end, Peter. Let's hope he's got enough time to make the impact he wants.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
Le
It
numéro
just goes
10.
to show you what determination can achieve. Okay, there isn't much time left, but if we have to find a winner now,
Oh, smashing header! Oh, just needed a better contact.
well, plenty of moving targets to pick out in the box. Obviously increases your chances of the ball being met like that by someone.
Roldan. Now then, the ball's come loose.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
4 extra minutes added on. Played back in. Perez. And that will be the final act. Paris Saint-Germain starting here with a draw, a glass half empty or half full. You be the judge. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
I don't think they'll be too upset about that. 1 point is okay, and steering clear of an opening loss keeps the mood in the dressing room upbeat and confident that better results await.